Let's learn how to collapse animation from the track view curve editor. So we've seen how we can extract animation by using trajectories. Let's go to learn how we can do the same process in the curve editor. We're working with the same animation that's actually being driven by an expression. So going to our curve editor, we'll first notice something very interesting, I find very helpful, is that if we were to go to the track that it has been driven by an expression or any type of procedural animation inside the curve editor, you'll see that we have this line that looks similar to an F-curve, but we cannot modify this. This basically shows us how the expression is affecting our object, so we can visually see that from the curve editor, which I find very helpful. Okay, so let's go ahead and collapse this animation down and maybe make a slight adjustment or a few adjustments to it, just to show you how easy this can be done. So with the right track selected, we simply go to Controller and choose Collapse Controller. Now again, we get a dialog where we can tell Max some specifics here. What would be our start frame or end frame? How many keys would we like to create? And then again, if we like to make a Bezier position list or an Euler controller for Euler rotation, okay, or linear and TCB, and we understand what that is. We can even add it to a new layer if we'd like. But I'm going to go ahead and use the default settings here. Choose OK. And now what we see is a keyframe every frame. So this has now been generated into an F-curve. So with all of these keys, how can we modify this? Well, of course, we can use now reduce keys. So making sure that our track is selected, we'll go to reduce keys, and we can just use the default settings here. Notice how well that cleans it up. You see that our keys are also set to auto. Great. So let's say if we wanted to add a little bit more of a struggle to the animation, I might go ahead and switch over to our miniature curve editor now. So let's say if we wanted to add a slight delay, well, we can start dragging at least a few of these keys just to show a little bit more of a struggle. And of course you can take this even further if you like, but I'm just giving you an example of how you can then go back after the animation has been collapsed and edit it even more. So if I hit play, notice the ship kind of slows down prior to being sucked into the warp hole. So maybe we could even bring down the keys a little bit more to show more of a struggle. And I'll probably not take it any more than what I've just tweaked. Great. So again, we've learned another way we can collapse animation, get back those keyframes, and then edit them to get a more refined result.